Hi everybody, welcome to Golden Ears. Today we're going to share with you some video that I took at Disneyland. My husband and I got to ride the Tinder on the Disneyland train. This is something he's wanted to do for a very long time. Greg is very much into model railroads. He has a lot of trains and trains accessories, and it's just been a dream of his to do this for a very long time. I will say we had to wait a very long time to be able to do this. There's only certain trains at Disneyland that will allow you to ride in the Tinder, and then sometimes there's other people waiting before you. So he did it 2 days in a row. I only did it the first day. On both days, though, it was somewhere between an hour and a half and 2 hour wait to be able to do this. So if this is something you think you might want to do, take a look at this video and you can make the decision on whether you think that this is something you might want to try to do the next time you're at Disneyland.
Right now my pressure is a little high, so I'm like trying to keep it from going a little higher than that. So
I drive a 12 gauge at a park in Utah.
Okay.
But it's way smaller than this. It's one person. Well, you can drive to.
Yeah.
But you sit on the tender to drive it.
Yeah. There's a couple like that around the area.
Yeah. Like there's live steamers at Griffith Park. That's where they have Wells Farm.
The zoo and
Yeah.
Irvine Park.
I think those are propane
Yeah, they're not steam, but
or something like that.
I've been watching a couple times, and that's been right at 150 almost all the time.
Yeah.
Me, I struggle to
can
keep
go
mine at 150.
Our safety valves are usually, well, they had been set for like 175, so we can actually go up to that, but over time it can wear out certain accessories because they're rated to run at 150. So like sometimes it's kind of like wiggle room, but you're kind of not supposed to get it that high. But yeah, generally we want to strive to keep it at 150 or 5 above or
Plus or
below.
minus.
Yeah.
Oh, you can feel it under your feet. That's wild.
And heat rises, so of course you're gonna
I feel like it's the wheel.
So what's the fastest you've actually had this train run? With nobody on it?
me personally or me on it?
yeah.
Like me pulling the throttle or me just being somewhere on the train?
Either one.
I don't like running it more than 15. It gets real bouncy and blah, 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 and our speed limit is 12. But back before they redid the river to be shorter and steeper, I used to be a conductor, and there were guys who would take it at 25 at night when there was nobody on the train and they wanted to go home.
Mine would do that. If I did it
Terrifying.
with people, I'd get fired. But if I'm on myself and I'm going to put the train away at night, oh yeah.
If you look closely, it doesn't measure in miles per hour, it's feet per second.
Oh.
So, generally, if you're going about 10 feet per second, that's like maybe 7 miles an hour. That's not really that fast. But, because the track isn't that long, we don't really go that far.
I'd really love to.
Plus 33 to go off. Can also, in here, affect Haunted Mansion and Splash. Or what they call Tiana's Bike Adventure.
Right.
You gotta keep it current. But,
I just ordered.
It's going to take me a long time to
not.
not say Splash Mountain.
Well, I'm just so used to it because I always grew up going here.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
always
yeah.
like that when I was little, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you've heard of Lagoon? The Park Lagoon in Utah?
No, I
not
can't
really.
say I have.
And we got 2 of them, and I get to run One's an easy one to run, and the other one's a problem child. Keep on wanting the fire to go out. You always choose that one for me.
They tried the nerve to call themselves, what, Utah's Disneyland one year, and I was like, no. No. Try again. Keep trying.
Now
Not.
you're going to try. You're going to conduct. Engineer.
So we're all three of us on this crew today are all certified engineers. There are crews working today that only have like the one person out of the three is only qualified to be on that side. They're called the firemen or fire, as I'm sure you're aware. But they're generally when you're hired in, you're trained to do that side first, and like you're going to be on that side for at least a year or more, and then you can take a written test that's about like 20-30 questions, and then you're given a learner permit, and then you're put on a crew with 2 qualified engineers, and they'll let you
Let's see
like
your license.
drive.
You got licenses to drive?
Well, it's they're more or less like I haven't really seen mine, but there is a certification somewhere that's on file. So like we're not like given like a physical one, even though that would be really cool.
Yeah, that
So
would
the
be.
bells, is that one of the conductors back there saying we're ready?
Yes. So this is the bell right here that they can trigger to tell us whether it's safe to move forward. And this bell light up here is green. We also have a green cat light. So this basically tells us whether it's safe to enter the next block zone. So if there's about 10 different block zones around the entire track, you can only have one piece of equipment in any one of those zones at any given time. We were running 3 trains, so we have to have a degree of separation between us and the other train. So, green light basically tells us we're cleared up to advance into the next zone. And then if it happens to be yellow, then you can there's an occupied zone in there, or there's a safe zone. guys know where the roundhouse is?
What?
Do you guys know where the roundhouse facility is?
Kind of know. I've never been back there, but
So, if you look past this track, kind of toward the end of the where the track curves, you'll see there's a crossing arm down there, and beyond that, there's a spur track that goes back toward basically behind the Small World building, and there is our roundhouse.
I know where you're talking about. I looked at it
Yeah.
yesterday. Yep.
how do you get a pass to get back there and see
So
it?
you have to pull the whole train beyond. There's a track switch up there, and basically we just back the train all the way inside.
Oh, wow.
The facility's long enough to fit the entire length of all four of the trains, and the engines in the front.
And they do that every night when you guys close? Oh, cool.
And then in the morning, we're responsible for bringing the trains out.
Right.
Like, just this morning, we brought this train out, me and RJ. So, yeah.
So is there any kind of permission or pass that you can get to go back to the wheelhouse and look at it?
So I think years ago they did for some type of special tour. There used to be some kind of tour back there in the actual facility or outside. As far as I know, there hasn't been anything since I've been here. So
How long has that been?
Well, I've been here 6 years. So they've done you know,
I've
the Lily
seen
Bell
one.
cars.
I've seen one. That's the reason why I gotta ask. How do I get there?
So that there is footage around and inside the roundhouse, but this was like 10 to 15 years ago, to my knowledge. So and some of the guys in the videos I actually knew, and some of them are still here. Like Rob was in one of the videos, one of our OEs. So and then I think it was Ed and Gordon.
Ed, I
Was
think,
it
is
one
the
of
one
those?
that had
Yeah.
Ed Gorsley.
Yeah. Might have been Ed Hooper, actually. But, yeah, it was, if they're ever planning on doing that, I'm not aware of it. So, I mean, that would be nice to allow the public back there, but that's all the companies say so.
This is
on
the
whether or
best I
not that
get right
happens.
here.
Oh yeah. Well, they have. There's a lot of equipment back there that I don't know. They raised their safety standards, I guess you could say, to the point where
So is Marybelle still back there?
Marybelle.
The caboose?
Oh no, the Lilybell.
Lilybell.
Yeah, that's one of the original passenger cars from the 50s, just repainted maroon. We, for a time, pretty much all of this last year, we've had tours on that specific car, and then they did take the tour group to the crossing to get a glimpse of the roundhouse, but we couldn't take them over to it, which, I don't know.
But don't you pull her behind the train every once in a while and show her off there?
Well, the railroad is generally meant for transporting guests, so we don't really have to just stop for showing
Yeah, but I
them.
mean, you don't get any better than the train.
Well, I understand. There were times when we had shut down for the Star Wars night construction where the engines were parked at some of the stations, and we did have a show and tell type display where some of the engines were put there. There was no fire, but you could like talk about it. But the last few times that we've had track replacement, they didn't do that. It would logistically it would have things.
So what
in the
did
way.
you guys while they were doing that?
So they had construction walls at really all of the stations, and we were only able to be physically here at this one or at Tomorrowland. That was a fun time.
They just got paid to sit around and watch?
Essentially, I had just
I
been full
understand.
time, so I was like one of the last people allowed to stay. So that was it was nice. It was nice to not have to do this all the time. But like I hired in to do this specific job, so of course when we came back online, I was very happy.
Well, we retired about 2 months ago, and I would like to, if we get done traveling by RV, I'd like to maybe come back here and put in for this job.
Well, I could highly recommend it to anybody that's interested.
I already got the costume.
There are some prerequisites. They would prefer potential new hires to this job specifically to be already employed with the company in some way, shape, or form. Like you basically have to apply to the company. You have to, like, presumably they would want people that work attractions, like a push-button ride. There are exceptions though, because Mark came from custodian, and there were people that came from security. There's all manner of people that have been from all over. Yeah, that's our crossing line.
That's your louder whistle.
So if you look over your left shoulder, you'll see some of the trains back there. There's Station 1, and that's our facility. And on the second level, that's where we have the monorail. See the track switch is right back there, and then the monorail beam is right here, and then they move that whole section over to put the monorails away.
Is there enough room to put the entire monorail back in there?
So we have 3 monorails in total, and only 2 get used on a daily basis. And generally, once the heat gets above a certain level, they'll put the monorails away because they don't have air conditioning. But we have to stay out because we're essential employees.
Where's your air conditioning?
It's the air that comes through the front over going back, which is actually pretty nice if you can get it going. So, not all bad. The monorail is there.
So if you drive this, do you have to also drive the monorail?
No. When we're hired to do this job, you're only doing this. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't do it. None of them have been up here. Most of our engineers that are our co-workers had come from attractions. I'm one of only 2 people that has come from California Adventure, though. So when I hired into the company, I started over there in Cars Land.
Oh,
What's
okay.
happening right now?
With that sound?
Yeah.
That was the air compressor that pumps up our brakes right here.
Oh,
So
okay.
the pressure of the gauge, duplex gauge. So the black needle shows how much air I have applied to the brakes. The red needle shows how much is in the air tank that's available to use. So that air compressor outside is from the Westinghouse patent, and is basically because the patent is since past its expiration. It's anybody can use that patent for their own version of it, and essentially what it is, it's basically like a piston, like what drives the wheels, but it compresses air into an air line that is then fed into an air tank, and that provides our braking force to stop the train.
You injecting right now?
Yeah, there's water going in.
Sounds the same as that.
Well, yeah, this one isn't in the best shape right now, but
Well, do you think ours is?
well, after prolonged years of use,
Yeah.
they tend to not be the same.
Like I said, we got 2 engines that we use. And one of them is like this, and this is the one that I always get because it needs the extra little delicacies done to it to
Yeah.
run right.
You gotta find a sweet spot.
So I heard that it's quite the process to apply for Disney. Like there's 4 interviews and a lot of training. Is it just
Not necessarily. I mean,
Probably depends on the job, I would
Everybody
think.
I've talked to, even the people that I've hired in with in California Adventure, all had different interview experiences.
Oh, okay.
It's really odd because even when I started my orientation, people that I was in the orientation class with said that they got to pick where they were placed. And I was like, well, I didn't have a choice. Like, well, what's up with that? I don't know. So, like, I asked a bunch of the people in the class, and they all had different stories.
Oh,
So,
interesting. Yeah.
I don't really know. My process was I applied for the pool lifeguard position at the hotel
Oh.
because my sister had done that years ago when she was in high school. I'm a lot younger. I'm like 11 years younger. My brother also worked at the hotels also at the front desk, and this was like back in like 2014 to 2016 when he worked here. But I'm the first in my family to actually work in the park.
Oh, cool.
So, and it's actually kind of interesting because like everybody in my family has been in all the anniversary years.
Yeah.
From the 50th to the 60th to the 70th now.
Yeah.
So,
We took them off because we're going in the dark, huh?
Oh yeah. But yellow light. So this is telling us there's a train at Main Street.
Take your time.
So basically we just take it slow and hope that they leave. But if it's still yellow by the time we get to the end of the tunnel, I'll have to stop the train before we reach the next block zone. So, but it looks like it's moving. There we go. Green light, yeah. But, so yeah, the interview process is generally you'll apply for whatever position is there if you want to take what you can get. Most of the time there's positions in food and custodial, but they're always hiring turnover, I'm guessing. But once you get your foot in the door anywhere, you can lateral transfer over into a tractor role, and that can then, if that goes well for you, that's the other caveat.
Right.
Basically, that can afford you the opportunity for going somewhere else.
Right.
So my process, I was pretty lucky. I hired into the company in 2019. I got hired over here the same year. That is kind of a rare thing, even like as far as being here. So essentially, when I started, I was in marketing, and I was in the attraction side of it. And when you're in attraction, you can put in a interest form to transfer at about 4 months, and that's when you become eligible. It doesn't mean you're going to get it right away. It just
Right.
means you're able to start looking for other things.
Right.
You can do what's called cross training, which if there's another attraction in your area that is able to accept somebody else, they'll train you over there. They'll give you one of the top things process, how to open and close and all that.
Right.
Is this position a high demand position at all?
Well, this is like specifically attraction. This is kind of a stepping stone thing. So, I put in the interest form in about 6 months to learn another ride in my area. But I didn't get it. And then they started putting me at guest list. It's another thing that they'll have you do. But, like, I saw the application. I was like to do this. I put into it. Turns out I was one of the first people that hired me to put in an application. Like, I had a leg up. And I had 2 interviews for this specific job. One with the recruiter and one with management. And that was all it took. So, I'm
You
sure
had an interest in management?
well, it kind of depends. Like, over the years, it's changed hands several times. Like, we're on our 3rd management team since I've been here. So, it can change. And people have different priorities.
But with you working in this position here, do you you have people that can run you out of this position?
Well, like people that are trying to get you fired.
Yeah.
I mean, it
And not
depends.
necessarily get you fired. Maybe they just want to run the train and they got more seniority than you. Can they bump you out?
Well, if you're a starting position role, you're only going to be doing this. So it's not like they put you in guest control in this job. We're a part of the facility, it's not a track. Basically, once you get over here, you're pretty much set. But you have to kind of deal with working as a part-time. This is when you hire in, it's a part-time position until you basically get enough seniority to be offered full-time.
Right. Well, this has been really fun, you guys. We're so appreciative that you let us on.
I'd stay on here for longer if I could.
You guys want any pictures of the front of the engine?
There you go.
So,
So we really enjoyed riding the Tinder. I enjoyed it myself as well. I will say it's very hot up there. There isn't a lot of room for your stuff. I had my Loungefly with me. And that's about all. So don't plan on bringing a lot of things with you if you're going to do this. The space between your seats and the engineers is very limited. So, but it is hot up there. The fire is literally just a few feet away from you. So, a lot of fun though. The engineer that we had driving us around was really, really great. She was very informative, very friendly. So I highly recommend it if it's something you think you might want to do. It's a very unique experience that you can do at Disneyland. So thanks for joining us. If you like this video, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe so you can see our other content as well. And we really appreciate your supporting our channel. So have a great day, and we're golden.